Well, hello everyone. This is another video of me responding to a number of comments that I left on my channel. This footage is maybe 2 months ago when I was in Vegas, somewhere between late September. I don't know exactly where, what time. Maybe it was the 27th, 28th, I'm not sure, of September. But in any case, let's get to the comments that I'm going to try to at least respond to. So the first comment is, says, "Hi, I wanted to email you regarding the IMBS website. I saw that goes a lot more in depth for the reasons behind the various odor conditions, which could potentially be due to some amino acid enzyme defect many of us have, including T-mal, and how we need at least 300 people in the patient registry for there to be traction for more research, but currently there's less than 50 of us, so would really appreciate if you could use your platform to spread the MSG, to spread the message. Would also appreciate if I had your email to send you the page and all." Okay, so yeah, there's this organization from IMBS contacted me, or people who are within that organization contact me about this some time ago, or not this particular information, but they wanted me to do a shout out for their organization that they were doing to collect data from other people taking tests to determine if we all share some type of link and some type of deficiency with any test regarding, I guess, maybe like T-mal or stuff like that. I guess I don't really mind if my email address is skivac. No, it's not actually skivac. That's my personal one. My actual email address for this account is bosuffers@gmail.com. If you need 300 people, maybe you should go to Facebook and go to the T-mal Mebo Facebook group and ask and put the same message out there. I think there's thousands of people, or at least 1,000 people in the T-mal Mebo group compared to what I have, which is like, I think I have like 1,900 subscribers, but on average maybe 300 or 500 actually view. Somewhere between 200 and 500 people actually review my channel or view any of the content on my channel. So I don't know if this is the best platform to have it, especially since if you want people to take tests to determine if you have the same amino acid enzyme defect, I'm pretty sure that's going to be costly. And I don't know if the 200 or 500 people who actually view some of my content are actually going to spend 100 or maybe even more money taking those tests to verify if there is some deficiency in their amino acid enzymes. So I don't know. Yeah, go and contact me at bosuffers. Maybe that'll happen, or maybe I'll make a video about it and shout to, IMBS out again. I don't know. I guess I'll try to do that. But yep, let's do the next question. All right, so the next comment is, "I finally found a solution after 8 fucking years, man. I used to have fecal body odor and it was horrible, but I finally stopped it and cured it 100% completely. Just ask me and I'll tell you." Okay, this is what I really have a problem with some of these comments. It's like, if you already have this cure method or, I don't know, routine that you do that has cured you completely, why don't you just put it in the comment? Why do I have to ask you? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do some type of what's this, like clickbaity type of messaging? "Oh, if I have this 100% bulletproof plan to cure yourself, and all you gotta do is ask me and give me your phone number." Why don't you just tell me? Why don't you just tell me in the comments? I don't understand why you don't just tell people in the comments, or tell people within whatever, I don't know, group or forum that you visit, how you cured yourself after 8 fucking years. So yeah, I wanted to actually post this comment up and comment on the comment, because I just think these types of comments are weird. A lot of these comments usually have to do with them trying to sell a product. Oh, I always get like these spam messages from, I don't know, these random products. about Dr. Ouchie. That's the recent ones I'm getting. Dr. Ouchie has cured me after 4 years. Finally, I don't even know who the fuck Dr. Ouchie is. I'm pretty sure he's not even a fucking doctor. People just probably just made up some doctor name. They probably made up a name, put the doctor on it to make it seem like it's credible, and then they want you to buy some bullshit pill or substance or something, probably made out of meth or some shit. So it doesn't really cure you, but it gets you addicted to make you feel good sometimes. But seriously, with comments like these where there's like, oh, well, yeah, I cured myself finally, thank God, yes. All you got to do is ask me. Why don't you just write in the comments what it was? Tell me the routine. Tell me what you had to spend. How do you know you cured yourself completely? You know, simple stuff, simple things like that. You know, yeah, that's my comment on that comment. But next comment. All right, here is the next comment. Hello, I know this is off topic, but I found out about your channel. I have the same BO problem you have, but also bad breath. I have no idea what to do and I am losing hope. I'm watching your vlogs in order and I'm wondering if things have gotten better for you. Okay, so I think with bad breath, it's not completely different. I think the way that people who have halitosis also try to reduce it with diet as well. But I do think there is different methods they do to reduce their odor. I don't think I have halitosis at all. What my main condition had to do, which is just body odor in general. So when I sweat, I give off an odor, and it's not a normal musty odor or sweaty odor. It's some type of unusual odor where people say I smell like ass, or I smell like shit, or I just smell like garbage, or I just smell horrendous, whatever that smell is. Maybe it varies in odor based on what I eat, but so I don't know if I can really advise you as what to do with bad breath. Maybe there'll be somebody in the comments that can give you some insight on what are the best methods to relieve bad breath. The only thing I can definitely say is, for me, what I typically try to do to avoid smelling bad is to stick to a vegan diet. So, and then I have to tell you, like, I always tell people, it's so annoying. It's sort of so annoying every time, like, you know, I might post a video and then I have to like continue to repeat myself. I think I need to make a video, a short 1-minute video explaining all the foods I eat, what my daily routine is. And to be fair, right now my routine is so off right now. I'm not even that strict anymore. I sort of just fell off the wagon in terms of having like a very strict diet and avoiding certain things. Like throughout the last month or so, like I just was in a certain mentality where nothing really mattered. So I just went out and just ate. Sometimes I would just go out to like restaurants and just get like I went to Denny's maybe a month ago and got like a a lumberjack. Is it Denny's? Yeah, a lumberjack. What is it called? It's called like a lumberjack grand slam or something like that. Matter of fact, today I just bought like some fried chicken because I'm just like, I don't care anymore. But I think it's only because I was at a point, I mean, I'm still at this point where I don't know, mentally I'm just off. I just don't really, I care about smelling bad, but at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like a couple of things. There's actually a couple of things I want to say. I used to do this vegan diet and measure my calories and measure the amount of choline I had and measure the amount of carbs I had because I was so concerned about this. But after the trip I had in Vegas and had this like, I don't want to say this, I don't want to say an epiphany, but I just felt like, man, nothing really matters, to the point that I just stopped giving a shit and just started going out regardless if I ate well or didn't eat well, ate what I thought was a good diet or what I thought wasn't a good diet, and just continued to just move around regardless if I smelled bad or not. Because I said nothing really matters, their opinions don't really matter. And surprisingly, when I've been going out and venturing out more often, I didn't see as many reactions, even though I was just like being very careless on my diet, basically meaning I've been eating meat or I've been eating sugary food. Like just the other, I just today like I bought like fried chicken, and then the other day I bought some ice cream. It was like non-dairy ice cream, but it was ice cream nonetheless, so it was sweet and had sugar in it. And for the last month or so, I don't want to say I'm cured or anything, but for the last month or so, I've been just being very careless on my diet, and I haven't really seen any reactions. And I think there's a couple of things, or maybe only two things that I think actually contribute to that. And it was based on a comment that I read some time ago within one of my videos where they recommended a specific digestive enzyme. And this digestive enzyme breaks down so many different things. From typical digestive enzymes will only break down like a couple of things, but this digestive enzyme goes across the board and breaks down almost everything, from fats to carbohydrates to meat to dairy to other things. So I think a large part of it has to do with the new digestive enzymes I'm taking, and also probiotics. Like the only two major things that I have changed within my life are these like new digestive enzymes and the probiotics I'm taking. But within the probiotics, I'm not going off of a probiotic that somebody recommended. I just bought it randomly off of Amazon, and every month or so I'm just buying a new random probiotic and seeing if it does anything. And I think the combination of a full spectrum of digestive enzymes that take care of a full spectrum of different things that need to be broken down better, and the probiotics, and also possibly dieting, has contributed to a lessening of my odor, to the very point that I'm legit just moving around. I'm going in places or doing things that I didn't think I could be going to, because I always had this fear and anxiety. Now, it doesn't mean I still don't smell. Maybe I do still smell, but I've been going around like I just don't smell, and I haven't really seen people rub their noses or seen any reactions or noticeable reactions. So maybe that will help. Maybe digestive enzymes will help. Maybe probiotics will help. I forget what the digestive enzyme is I'm taking, but I'll probably make a video about it. But yeah, diet helps. I think digestive enzymes help. I think probiotics help. Make sure you get a digestive enzyme that covers a lot of things, not just like only a couple. That's the best thing I can give to you, advice I can give. But yeah, after that, let's go to the next comment. All right, next comment. It says, sorry, maybe it's the devil or est-like. Haven't you thought about it? What is that? Est-like? What is Sith? Does he mean Sith like Star Wars? Did he just leave out the I and said Sith like Star Wars? I don't know. I don't know what STH is. STH alike. Haven't you thought about it? I went through it. There's no odor or something, my friend. Luckily, I got rid of this. Now I suffer from a focal dystonia as a result of long-term medication. I have no understanding of what a focal dystonia is. I gotta look into that. As a result of long-term medication for something that was not susceptible to be treated with medication. Hugs, mate. I would like to keep in contact with you and go further on this topic. Thanks, you in advance, Sebastian. Hugs, mate. Whenever I hear anybody say mate in my comments, I'm naturally thinking they're from the UK. It could be from Australia as well, but who knows? In any case, I thought this comment was very interesting, because it's funny that, like, within the first or early stages of this, you're in disbelief that you smell bad because you can't smell anything, but other people are reacting to you, or you might overhear comments saying, hey, this guy smells bad, this guy stinks, blah, 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 blah. So you're like, what the fuck is going on? So a couple of things that might go in your head, or thoughts that might happen in your head, is like, oh, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I'm hallucinating. maybe the things I think people are saying are not people are not actually saying it. I'm hallucinating. I'm schizophrenic. I'm going through a manic depression. I don't even know what a manic depression is, but I am mentally unwell. And maybe that is the case for some of you. And then another thought goes to your head, especially if you're religious, maybe this is a demon is possessing me. Maybe I'm being haunted by a a demon ghoul, a funky ghoul ghost. maybe I'm being maybe I'm being haunted by a stank demon. And he's manipulating my life and he's making me see things or hear things or at least presenting my body as if it smells horrendous when I really don't actually smell bad at all. Maybe I just need to stick closer to God. Like if you're religious, like I used to be religious early on within my life. I thought it could have been maybe not the demons, devil, evil spirits, blah, blah, blah. I used to think that way. I remember seeing a video on YouTube where they were trying to explain, it was like some type of animated cartoon where it was presenting the idea, or he was suggesting that he knew the cause for T-Mal. He knew the cause for this weird odor condition where people say you smell, but you cannot smell yourself. And then within the cartoon he made, he was suggesting that this had to do with some type of demonic influence, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, like this theory of demonic influence or the devil or some evil spirit haunting you, some smelly ghoul haunting you. I think that's funny. It's funny when I think back on that, but I don't think it has anything to do with demonic influence or the devil or smelly stank ghoul powers. I think it just has to do with like there's this odd medical condition that's happening, maybe an enzyme deficiency where you cannot break down the food properly, and therefore it gets out into your skin, your saliva, your sweat, bodily fluids, and causes you to smell terrible. And since it's on your skin or through your breath, you cannot detect it as well. That's what I think. And it's great that you were able to conquer it. Another thing about this comment reminds me of how I would hear people say, I would get comments that say I smell bad, but then like maybe a year later people stop saying I smell bad, and then they go on and live their lives normally, and then it comes back after some time, and then you're like, they don't know what's going on, and then they message me and see if I would know some type of answer to it, and 9 times out of 10 I don't know the answer to any of this crap that's going on. So it's sort of weird when people ask me, do you have a solution? I don't have a solution. If the doctor can't give you a solution, like a medical professional can't give you a solution, I highly doubt a guy on the internet is going to give you a good answer. So yeah, that's my comment with that comment. Next comment. All right, here's the next comment. It says, I'm sorry to hear about your bad experience, boss. I experienced something similar too. It's frustrating and sad indeed. Do you have family? Stay close to your family. Healthy relationships with family is necessary for happiness in this life. I wish you the best. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, of course I have a family. It's not like I was born out of thin air. You know what I mean? I have a mother and a father. I have a grandmother, and I have siblings and all this other stuff. I think definitely I agree that family or having healthy relationships is necessary for happiness in life. I strongly agree. It's just I guess I'm just not really that close to my family like that. Especially when having this weird disorder, this odor disorder, where I smell bad, and then my mother says she cannot smell anything, and I was telling my mother for years about it, and she just constantly denies it. And I don't think it's. I've heard people who had experiences where their family denies it, but they strongly believe their family are just lying to them. For me, I believe my close family, meaning my mother, my siblings, maybe even my father, can't actually smell this odor. So I actually believe them when they say they can't smell anything. But when it comes to like people who are distant, like let's say like people who are not blood related, so maybe my uncle's stepwife, my uncle's ex, yeah, it's not stepwife, my uncle's wife. I think she can detect it because we're not like related, but she's not going to say anything. She's just going to be nice and stuff like that. But going back to healthy relationships and family, yeah, within this condition, I'm not gonna lie. I became once I felt like my family did not necessarily support me or try to help me and they sort of made me feel like I'm crazy or they weren't as supportive as I want them to be. I grew more and more distant to them. I don't necessarily hate my family. I'm just not as close as I used to be. And I don't know, I guess, especially with my mother, I felt like, I don't know, I felt betrayed. I don't know if betrayed is the best word, but the feeling of a person not having your back, even though you feel like they should have your back because they're family and they know that you're going through a distressing moment, yet they just say they have this energy about them where they're not concerned. I don't know. It just affects you mentally to the point that you now become more reserved, and then you don't really think about, you don't really communicate with them as much as you used to. That's pretty much how my situation is now. But hopefully people are not like me, because that is totally an unhealthy way to resolve any conflicts you have with family or relationships you have. The silent treatment is, I don't intentionally try to be silent with people, but at the same time, I guess if it feels like people are gaslighting you, meaning that people are just lying in your face even though they know that they see something seriously wrong, even though they cannot explain it, they don't know how to resolve it, they just try to just ignore it and act like everything's fine. That's sort of weird, but let's say, and then it's another thing is, even if I do feel like I got it more under control than I used to, because I just mentioned about the digestive enzymes helping, and I'm just moving around, like I just don't care anymore. Even if that is the case, like I have completely conquered it or I have found my solution, I don't know. It's going to take me a while to try to get back into family, to try to connect with my family or to get back into socializing, because I think I hate using the word traumatized, because I think those words are reserved for like serious things, like people who got raped or, physically abused, people who've gone through war. But there needs to be a word similar to traumatized that's not as severe as that. I don't know. I just got affected negatively. It impacted me negatively to the point that I'm more reserved now than ever, and it's going to take me a while to get back to normal. Yeah, but yeah, I think healthy relationships with family is essential for happiness. Any case, next question, or comment, I mean. All right, so the next comment says, hello, has anyone tried anything that works? I know what not to eat, but as I'm 15, I can't really follow that because my parents won't let me starve myself. I've seen some people say they have been cured by taking stuff that helps with digestion. Yeah, again, I don't want to give out information that I don't know for a fact is working. I was going to keep this under wraps because I was going to do more extreme things. I was going to go out and be more social, just to confirm whether or not my theory about digestive enzymes, or taking digestive enzymes that take care of a lot of different forms of malabsorption actually is effective. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, something just happened to my body and now I don't smell anymore. But I do think the thing I am doing at this current moment is pretty much still sticking to a vegan diet, but cheating more times than I usually have, and then also taking probiotics, and exercising to sweat out the odor, and that's pretty much it, man. That's what I've been doing so far. I've been less strict on my diet so far, and yeah, like again, the other day I just ate some ice cream. I've been going out and just eating. I went outside to this Miami nightlife just to walk around. There's this popular area within Miami, Wynwood, where there's bars and just nighttime restaurants and stuff like that. I've been walking around those types of areas just to be around people, see if I see any reactions. I don't think that's a good indicator whether or not you smell bad or not. I need to go back to the gym and get a gym membership. I actually quit my gym membership some time ago. I need to go back to that because I think that was the best indicator, because you're sweating. At least for me, I sweat up a storm in 10 minutes just doing basic ass exercises. And I noticed within the first couple of weeks, okay, people reacting to my ass. So I think I need to go back to there to get some strong evidence if there is a significant difference in how people react to me, or if I am giving off an offensive odor. But to answer your question, I'm sorry. A vegan diet. So that's anything from apples, oranges. What else do I eat? Oatmeal, potatoes, tofu. I don't really think it's really starving yourself if you know the right things to eat, man. If you know, apples, an apple is just 100 calories. Most fruit is going to be somewhere around 100 calories. If you get I get baby carrots just to snack on. I get oatmeal again. Oatmeal, if you get a cup of oatmeal, that's at least 300 calories. And then if you add blueberries, well, that's probably going to be less than 100 if you put a handful of blueberries. It's very healthy, man. I don't know. Even if you don't really have this condition, this actually directed me to eat more healthy, and I'm glad for that. But yeah, eating vegan diet, taking digestive enzymes, and probiotics. I don't know if there's a specific strand that you need to use or specific brand. People always ask me, which brand do you need? I don't know if the brand is really necessary, to be honest. I just think it's the different type of strands that need to be there, and the amount of the bacteria needs to be potent. But that's all I think is important with regards to getting probiotics. And you also could get natural probiotics kombucha. Some people say kombucha works. Some people say kefir works, or water kefir works. You could try that too. I'm not going to really get into all that, but that also is an option if you wanted to try that. But yeah, next comment. All right, so this is going to be the last comment, and this is a long one. Let me see if I can read all this. I truly think this is a genetic thing. I don't believe any of us did something that fucked up to mess up our guts this bad. A lot of people are younger and have these types of issues. I don't know, to me, it's not something that you catch or happens over time. So I've been trying to get a colonoscopy, but I'm still waiting on the approval since it's my second GI. I did get an endoscopy though, and they found inflammation in my esophagus and stomach, aka gastritis. I don't know if anyone has gotten any endoscopy or colonoscopy, but I highly suggest you do that. I was given 2 medications for it, which low-key scare me since I'm already messed up, but I'm still trying them. They also took a biopsy to check for H. pylori. I'd previously gotten a breath test, which turned out negative, but I have a little more faith. I have a little more faith in the biopsy. If anything, it's a second opinion. Not sure if you have, but try to get an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. I feel like those might be a little bit more accurate since they're actually going in and looking inside of you. They're on the spot, but keep your head up, dude. I feel like we all go through those feelings low key, but you more than any of us have helped us so much. At least for me personally, you've been a lot of help and a glimpse of hope. It made me feel like I'm not alone and insane like everyone else makes me feel. It makes me sad that you feel like that. I know this is all we think about, but try to not do as much research too. I feel like when I was constantly looking into it, it is when I was feeling my worst. We obviously all want to find a cure. I'm not saying to stop completely, but also don't let it be all you look at. Have at least a day or two where you don't look anything up, even if you don't do much throughout your day, but try to have some time to clear your mind. I know it's overwhelming as fuck to have this, but we all low-key have some type of issue. It's still hard as fuck for me to go out, but when I do, I just try to remind myself that nothing matters, and it's kind of helps. I don't know, I kind of got into fuck everything state of mind lately, and it's kind of helped me though, even though still don't have a job and my back is still messed up on top of all this BS, but then nothing really does matter. And about dating, about dating, people low-key suck. Anyways, yes, it's nice to have someone, but I don't think we're missing out on much. But in that department, everyone lies and cheats. It's hard in general to find solid people, so don't overthink the relationship stuff. I don't know in my personal experience, and from what I've seen, I know I'm better off alone. Keep your head up though. At least we're whole and have the opportunity to get tests done. A lot of people in third world countries are really going through shit they'll never get the chance to get out of. I don't know, at least for myself, that's what I try to remind myself about. Anyways, hope something nice happened to you today to remind you that some of us still need you even though we don't know you. Keep your head up, buddy. We're all linked in this BS together. Okay, so shit. There's a lot of points that she hit. And I do want to say this. I did get my colonoscopy done a long time ago when I was maybe 23, 24. And for a man, if you ever get your colonoscopy, if you ever get some dude reaching into your colon at the age of 24 and shit, you feel like you got man raped, bruh. I swear to God, when I was 23, 24, I was like looking for everything. I was like, okay, you're going on the internet, you're reading things. People recommend, I think they recommended getting a colonoscopy to see if there was anything wrong. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to get my colonoscopy done. So I went to this doctor after going to a GI doctor, and the GI doctor clearly just didn't give a shit. He's like, oh, I don't see anything wrong with you. I don't smell you, blah, blah, blah. So I go into colonoscopy, and I was like, okay, I think there is some type of, I don't know what I said. I think I went to check whether or not I had hemorrhoids, because I was hearing that, maybe hemorrhoids is contributing to your odor. So I went to the GI doctor for it, and they made me take some type of something that was supposed to make me, I guess it was like a laxative or something. So they made me take some type of laxative, and then I shat in the toilet. It's crazy. They made me take a laxative. Then there was like some toilet I was supposed to, take number 2 in, which basically was diarrhea. And then he just came inside the room, like where I did the diarrhea, and he was looking to see if there was anything protruding out my booty hole to see if I had hemorrhoids, right? And then I didn't have any hemorrhoids, thank God. And then he sat me on the table, right? He sat me on the table, and then he was like, okay, I don't know if he strapped me in. I don't know if I was strapped into anything, bruh. Hopefully, I don't remember that. All I know is he put some stuff on my booty hole, bruh, and I felt like I got man raped. I don't know what the hell it was, and I felt extremely violated and traumatized from the whole experience, which makes me understand why. Because you're supposed to, apparently, like when you're hit like age 40 as a man, you're supposed to get a colonoscopy or something every year. Like, I understand why men don't want to get butt raped. I understand why men don't want to get colonoscopies. They shove some oily, some lubricated dildo thing up your butt, and no man wants to feel like they got violated that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it's called. I just felt the shit. I'm like, damn, bro. He's like, I'm like trying to like resist the shit, and he's like, calm down. I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? This shit was, bruh, shit. You know what I mean? And I'm being dead ass serious. Bro, that was, and to do that, I only did that at the age of 23 and 24. Imagine doing that every year after you hit 40. You know, like Chadwick Boseman died, you know. He died of what was it called? Colon cancer. He checked at age 36. He checked like 4 years earlier. And he had like, was it stage 3 or stage 4? And like, and it only makes sense like men don't want to get their booty hole checked because they're gonna shove stuff up my booty. Like, they don't want to. Like, it only makes sense. But I'm getting off topic. What else did this woman say? She said anything about endoscopy, colonoscopy. She said something else that I thought was interesting to talk about. She said something about how, you know, I start having this mentality, fuck everybody or fuck everything. I have that mentality too, and that's the thing that made me just like go into just so many different places. Like just today, I went into a mattress. I went to Mattress Firm. I went to Whole Foods. I went to Target. I went to Best Buy. I'm just walking around people and shit. And I just stopped giving a shit. Like, I don't know. Also, I don't really see too many reactions, and if there was anything that made me think it was a reaction, I just said, who gives a shit? Fuck this guy. This person doesn't matter. I honestly tell people, if I ever feel like a person's reacting to me, I say, this person doesn't even fucking matter. Nothing really matters, and I just keep going. And maybe that is some tip for people to use, because, I don't know, it's also depressing to say that. Nothing really matters. Like, that type of mentality is actually stopping me. It doesn't stop me, but it sort of discourages me from doing a lot of things, to be honest. So I don't know how. I don't think it's a complete pro. It's like it has its cons, its downsides to it, because if you feel like nothing really matters, then you don't really feel enticed to really do anything, motivated to do anything. Like, for example, exercising. I thought to myself, like, sometimes I wake up early in the morning to exercise, and I'm like, if nothing really matters, why should I even exercise? Who gives a shit if I'm exercising? Why should I be in good shape? Who cares? You know, I start having that type of mentality. So it has its pros and cons. Just to feel like nothing really matters. These people don't matter. But yeah, that's how I felt. I know you said something about third world countries. Yeah, you know, sometimes, I know this sounds sort of fucked, this might sound sort of messed up to say, but if you look at people, I don't know, you go on the internet or maybe go on some forum or go into some type of group where people have some, whether it's they're in a third world country and you see like just abject poverty, slums of people in villages and living in absolute just slums and just terrible living places, you start feeling a little bit better. You're like, yeah, my life sucks, but their life sucks even more. You know what I mean? You might go outside, you might hang around, I don't know, some type of plaza, mall. You might see some homeless guy or whatever, maybe a couple of homeless guys fighting over a piece of paper. I don't know. And you just stare at them and you say, yeah, my life is pretty bad, but their lives are worse. You know, and that might make you feel a little bit better. And I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm giving advice to that, but at the same time, that's sort of weird, right? Like, you're observing people have terrible lives, and that sort of makes you feel a little bit better about your life. Well, my life is pretty shitty, but their lives are shittier. That's sort of, I don't know. That's sort of weird, isn't it? But yeah, I was also gonna recommend, like, there's people who have all types of weird conditions, that sometimes I think to myself, if I had to trade my condition with that condition, would I trade it? You know, like, there's some kids who are born with, like, kids maybe 5, 6 years old, born with cancer. They're not born with cancer, but get cancer at a young age, and I would never trade for that. I would never trade for that, even if they make it out. Some of them don't, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't know. I don't want to say you should be grateful if you're having a bad time, but there are people in worse states, and luckily you're not in that type of state. You know what I'm saying? I think there's something else this woman mentioned that I'm trying to scan over because there's a lot she said, but I think I really hit all the main points. Getting endoscopy, colonoscopy as a man is is pretty much male rape. It's permitted male rape. She also mentioned H. pylori. I already checked for H. pylori. It's negative. And the thing is, H. pylori in itself is like one of the most common bacterias. So I don't know why there's so many people within these comments that say, oh, you got to check for H. pylori, even though it's like a great percentage of the world has H. pylori, and they're not suffering from any type of odor condition. So I always thought that was just, it didn't make sense to even check for those types of things. But yeah, I think that's it. I appreciate anybody it's 41 minutes. I appreciate anybody who listened to this. I'm gonna end it right here. Bye.